Hey folks, welcome back. In this video, we're going to take a look at drawing car fronts and backs. We're going to use the wonderful symmetry tool in Photoshop to do that. Symmetry tool is available when you activate the brush tool. So you've got to click on the brush tool. You'll see a small butterfly. Choose vertical. You'll get this bar. And with this bar, you can draw something on the right and it'll draw on the left, or vice versa. I've talked about the symmetry tool before with regards to character design. So let's take a look and see how we can make this work for cars. So let's start off by establishing the silhouette of the car. And you can use the Shift key to create some straight lines as needed. Top of the car is usually curved. This is where the headlights are going in. You've got the hood. Got some usually badge or hood ornament. You've got blinkers. And then there's probably a grille. Now this isn't a specific car. This is just kind of an amalgamation of cars that might have been there in the 70s or 80s. I'm going to save the actual grille for later. I'll draw that separately. Bumpers are also really interesting to draw. They're not just straight lines. You've got bumper guards. You've got rear view mirrors, side view mirrors. And also for this front view, to make it look less flat, one thing you can do is you can just simply indicate what looks like the top part of the interior of the car. So you have seats. You might have the rear window. Definitely going to have some wheels. And draw some tread. And then I'm going to turn the symmetry tool off here. And then fill in colors, close all my gaps. And then for this part, what I'll do is I'll just make a separate layer. Hit Control J or Command J to make copies of my straight line. Merge the layers together so they're all in one. I'll close this gap. There's a few extraneous lines that I need to get rid of that are a result of Photoshop being a little bit quirky. Whenever you're drawing a straight line and you restart that line from a different position, you'll get this diagonal line. It's a ghosted line. But anyway, what I want to show you is that if you use the Magic Wand tool, select the grill, then go back up to the layer that contains the actual lines. If you just hit Command J, it duplicates that selection and leaves, you can get rid of the original layer. So now we've got our first vehicle. So you can use this technique not only to draw the front of a car, but also to draw the back side of a car. So again, activate the brush tool, activate the vertical symmetry tool, and you can actually move the cursor or move the symmetry line with just the arrow key, or you can use the stylus itself. I'll hit enter, so we're going to make the back view of a vehicle. It's not the same as the I'm not drawing a back view of this car that I've already drawn the front of. This is a different car. It takes a little bit of getting used to if you've never used the symmetry tool before. It's pretty fun. put a place for license plates. We'll have a rear bumper. We'll see a hint of the front. I think that's what really makes this view more appealing, where we kind of have the ability to see some depth. So these are the A-pillars. We've got the dash. We've got the rear view mirror. I guess I kind of miscalculated on the side view mirror. When you want to erase, I just switch to the lasso tool, make whatever cuts I need. Looks like there's some open gaps. And there we go. Now, one thing that I will say is that you want to make the vehicle look less cookie cutter, so you want to add some asymmetry, and you can do that by putting some organic elements in, things like a bumper sticker, things like, you know, an exhaust pipe, other things that will go a long way towards making the car have some character. So maybe there's a few bumper stickers that are placed in strategic spots. I'll just fill that in later on. And then with the symmetry tool active again, I can put the tires in. Let's just give it some big beefy tires. And now we've got the back side of a vehicle. So we got the front and back. So this is a pretty good exercise. Now, what if you wanted to do something where you see a little bit of the top of the car or the bottom of the car? You can still use the symmetry tool for that. So that's what I'm going to show you next. I'm going to make a brand new layer, use the brush tool, turn on vertical symmetry, move the symmetry tool over a smidge. Except this time what I'll do is I'll draw a line to kind of indicate, maybe we'll look at the bottom part of the car. So we're going to create a trapezoidal shape. When you're seeing the bottom of the car, you're going to see the chassis and you're going to see a portion of the top part of the car. You're not going to see as much of it, and you're certainly not going to see the window, cabin, things like that. So that's something to keep in mind. The steeper the angle, in this case, we're seeing a lot of the bottom of the car. You're not going to see as much of the front features. So we'll probably just see the bumper, see the license plate. You may see the exhaust. And maybe some other little doodads. We'll make this look like it's moving. And then when we're reasonably happy with it, we can turn off the symmetry tool, add other elements as needed, and fill the colors in. leaving a little bit of area open for the wheel well. Maybe we can actually just draw some of the control arms. So that's the kind of viewing the car from the top down. And then you can also rinse and repeat that process. I'll move this over. Use my brush tool. Let's look at a bottom down view. So I'm starting with the base of the car, then I'll draw the windshield. We'll make this more sporty. Make the bumper a little bit thinner. You may not see as much of the wheels if the wheels are fairly small. So I'm just going to leave that out. And now I've got I'm just going to close the gaps here. Now you've got the top looking down. So I hope you found that tip to be very useful. Symmetry tool is pretty powerful. You can not only use it to draw views that are straight on, but you can also use it to draw views looking up and looking down at a vehicle. So try that out. Let me know what you think. My name is Krishna. Thanks for watching the video. If you got some value, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing so you can get more awesome tips like this. See ya.